Valandia, how can I support you? What's going on in your world?
Well, as I've been on this healing journey with you guys, a lot of stuff has come up like from my past that you just learn how to, put a band-aid on it just to keep going. I experienced abandonment as a child, and then a lot of mental and physical abuse as a child, just from having a mother who was a child, and it just kind of colored my entire life experience. And I have been getting, healing throughout this journey, but everything stems from that. And I work for, in a capacity to help others, and I know that's why I chose that field, because just to help children and parents who are, have experienced trauma, and how it's colored their life, and how to just get past the abandonment as a child by my, dad, and then my mom trying to cope with being a single mom. I was the oldest, so a lot of responsibility was on me, and that's just
Mm.
it. I need freedom from this.
How does it show up in your life? Like, how does feeling abandoned show up for you?
It In relationships, I've excuse me, not required anything in return. I was just always trying to just love more, love more, love more, so you please don't leave me, please don't leave me. So putting up with bad behavior toward me, abuse toward me, just because I just didn't want anybody else to leave me. So
Mhm.
I would just, give beyond what is fair or what is right, just so someone would not leave me. And it just winded up with more and more mental and emotional abuse.
Even though it was such a challenging and hard experience that you went through, and I know so many people can identify with that experience as well.
Mhm.
Um, it sounds like you really utilized and just used it as a catalyst to serve and be of service and help. So for that, we can be grateful, and I know you are, but
Yeah.
there's still a component. So walk me through, are you still finding yourself in that pattern of just overextending yourself? Do you still do that, or do you feel like that's really balanced out?
It's balanced out to some degree. Far as a personal relationship, like I haven't been in a relationship for 12 or 13 years because of healing and protecting myself and learning how to take care of myself. There are some family relationships that still have that dynamic, but I'm working on it.
Mhm.
um
Okay, so
it's
you would say it's definitely balancing out, but you feel, because you said I want freedom. I want you to walk me through the feeling associated that, or the feelings that kind of support that initial root abandonment energy. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are the
Mhm.
feelings? Do you feel down? Do you feel sad? Do you have, like, when you think about the past, do you feel triggered, angry? Like, can you tell me a little bit about that?
I don't feel angry, but I definitely feel sad. I feel sad and alone.
Mm,
Not angry, because I understand that everybody's just a product of their environment. I believe that they were doing the best that they could
hmm
um in raising us, but it still makes me sad, um because I still find myself trying to get my dad's attention,
hmm
and he does the best that he can, but it manifests itself in sadness.
mm,
And so I avoid, or I have avoided personal relationships, like man and woman type relationships, just so I won't get caught in that again.
hmm
Because
Where do,
my natural inclination is to overdo,
hmm
overgive. don't
Mhm.
expect nothing in return.
Mm.
Just love me, please love me.
Yeah. And it's so
So
interesting because a lot of whether it's in religion or in society, it really reinforces that. It kind of almost takes advantage of
yep,
people who happen to be like that. So I
yes,
understand completely with that. So, you're almost like you have to be that way, even though
yeah,
you already are naturally.
yeah.
It's almost like this guilt if you're not that way. Does that sound?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds exactly right. I was very involved with church, um, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I did everything. I was over the finances. I did the choir. I did the plays. I did everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then just when they didn't need me anymore, they just dropped me out of everything, and that was very, very painful for me because I was doing everything they asked me to do,
Mm-hmm.
volunteering for every position, teaching children's church, just doing everything. And when um, when they didn't need me anymore, they just they just
Mm-hmm.
dropped me,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a trigger. It just threw me right back into, okay, you don't need me anymore, so you're just gonna drop me. And so
Yeah. And
uh,
then as you look back, do you almost feel like that was one of the best things that happened to you?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Now that I look back, I'm like, oh yes, because it was bondage.
Mm-hmm.
It was bondage. It was, you know, I have that natural inclination to love people and want to help people, but they were just taking full advantage of it. And so, yeah.
Mm.
Uh,
So there's a couple things that I'm going to share, but the first thing that I want to share is who is showing up for you right now. Just tell me who you feel is fully showing up for you.
my daughter fully shows up for me. I actually have a new old friend, well, because we went to high school together, who we had a reunion in October, and he's showing up for me now. It's difficult for me because, of course, I'm scared,
Hmm.
but he hasn't given me any reason not to trust him. But and he understands, so he doesn't pressure me or anything like that. And my son tries to in his own way, but he has some mental health issues. So that's and this family,
Hmm.
this miracle family, I feel
Oh,
supported, you
yes.
know. But that's it.
Mm. Do you,
Yeah.
how does it feel to know? Because it sounds like you do have a few amazing people in your life who really show up for you. How does that
Mhm.
feel before we kind of go on to the next part? How does that feel? Do you feel like it's enough? Does it feel like there's still something missing? Tell me what's going on there.
It feels like it's enough. I mean, I can breathe, but then the fear comes in, and it's not from anything they're doing. It's just from me, just
Hmm.
because that's the way life has been. So I have to, you know, meditate and get my own emotions under control,
Hmm.
or how we learn, validate them, and then work on releasing them. Um,
Okay. And so one thing that we do often is inner child work. And
mhm,
sometimes the emotions that show up like sadness, because it sounds like you have a full, beautiful life, but there's a little bit of sadness that comes in from time to time. And
mhm.
just from having done this for so long on myself, of course, and then worked with so many people, um, I found that sometimes just going back to that time where your inner child really was feeling abandoned to such a degree that it was just so sad and painful for her. If we go up, because ultimately what she or that feeling is indicating is that she wants you. She wants this you that you have become today, this dependable, this like person who everyone just, you're the rock. She needs that. She needs you. So if it's okay with you, maybe we can just do a little visualization to help go back and bring her here because she probably feels left behind. Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
Oh, it's bringing up some emotions, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to invite you to just go ahead, if it's okay with you, just close your eyes and just take a deep breath in and just know that you are safe. You are fully in the present moment. And as you breathe in, just relax your body. And as you exhale, feel yourself sinking into the chair. Just let yourself be fully supported by that object. Good. Let's take another deep breath in and release, feeling yourself relaxing even more into your body. Just knowing that everything is okay in this moment. So, in your mind's eye, I want you to think about a time in your life when you were a child and you really could feel that feeling of abandonment or just like you don't want to be left behind or abused or hurt. Like, just pinpoint that. And you don't have to say it out loud, just tap into that memory, that experience, and just let me know when you have it.
I have it.
Okay. Now, I want you to rewind in your mind's eye just before. So I want you to see that little girl, Valandia, maybe, I don't know, how old is she? How old is she in that vision?
4.
4. So I want you to see her right before. We're going to rewind it just a little bit before that specific experience. And in your mind's eye, I want you to see her notice you and me in her room or wherever she's at. So she's going to notice us. So I'm going to invite you as the wise mother that you are, the healer, the nurturer that you are, to let her know through word, through a look, through an embrace that you got her, that you have her back, that she is safe and nobody and nothing can hurt her ever again. We are going to literally shift timelines. So I want you to just let her know in your own way of these things. And if you want her to also know that I'm there, you can let her know that I'm safe and I'm there to also hold this space and let her know that she feels safe and protected by you. So, whatever it looks like, whatever that visual is for you, the present self, to allow this beautiful, precious, innocent child to feel safe, loved, seen, appreciated, honored, that you let her feel that now. Here we go. I'm going to give you a moment to do that. While you're doing that, notice the sensations going on in your body, just sort of noticing. You might feel like there was some constriction earlier and tightness, and it might be shifting, it might be softening and opening up. Just notice. And if not, that's okay. Just notice while you're visualizing this. Because sometimes we really hold in our body, and all that's really being asked is for us to acknowledge so that we can release. So let's do that. Now, on behalf of all the suffering and pain and abuse that she had experienced prior, and anything that she would experience because the timeline was still the way that it was. I want you to just ask her to fully forgive you. And just on behalf of anyone who hurt you, you are kind of like that person representing all of that, taking it in a way that so she has the acknowledgement that she needs. So, on behalf of anyone who ever hurt or harmed you, we want to let her know that we are so sorry. We are so sorry. You did not, and you never deserved any of that. And although you learned how to adapt and created these skills that made you a superhero as a leader, as a healer, as a person who creates such epic change in people's lives, you didn't deserve it. So just letting her know that. And we're going to let her know that she can be a superhero. She can have all of, tap into all of her gifts and potential without needing to experience and relying on that pain anymore that she's been holding on to because of her experiences. She can actually really flourish and be free and fly. And we're going to let her know that she can be, do, choose, have anything in life that she wants, the way that you have done for your children. We want to do that for her. So just let her know that. And as you're doing this, just observe and see how she might start to feel. Is she still feeling maybe the same way she was before, or does she feel different? Just notice as you affirm to her that you, first of all, that on behalf of every experience that she had that made her feel anything less than whole, we are so sorry. And then that she is loved, she is seen, and you are here for her now, protecting her. Just notice how her demeanor is, how her, what she came here for was to be a child, to have fun, to play, to be creative, to be free. And those are all still there. Just some of that pain got stuck a little bit above that. So what we're doing is we're just going straight through, piercing through the pain, going right into her essence, letting her know that it's safe to come back to her full self, that it's safe for her to just be that butterfly, to come out of the shell, and that she's safe, that nothing is going to touch her anymore, nothing's going to harm her anymore. Because, first of all, you're here and I'm holding that space. It's done. I see this. It's already done. And when you notice her starting to feel better, to maybe feel lighter, let me know.
I feel her feeling better. She's laughing and she's twirling around.
Mm. So we're going to ask her a very important question. I want you to ask her if she wants to come with you to the present. Just ask her and see what she says.
She said yes. She said
Okay.
yes.
Yay.
She grabbed me by the hand and said yes.
Oh, I love that. All
Mhm.
right. So let's go ahead and gently take her hand. And then I'm taking your other hand, and we're going to go out of this space that she was in. Maybe take something that she really loves, maybe a toy or something. And then we're going to see a bus just outside of this space, this house or whatever. We're just going to see this magical bus. And it's one of those buses that you just can't help but smile because there's like art on it and it's just full
Mhm.
of color and the
Mhm.
inside is, all the upholstery is so happy and
Yeah.
joyful. So let's go ahead and get on that bus and just see that bus drive into the future, into this present reality where you're just outside of the home that you're in right now. So now the bus stops and the doors open and we get off the bus. And I'm actually going to stay on the bus, but you and your inner child are going to get off the bus and you're going to show her your home. From the outside, you're going to say, "This is your home." And when you feel ready, go ahead and take her on inside and just show her around. Maybe give her some delicious treats and let her know that this is her safe haven where she can flourish, where she can be loved unconditionally without anybody trying to change her, abuse her, fix her, anything like that. She is free to be all that she wants to be. And your only job is to simply allow her to do that. And her only job is just to be herself. So let's let that visual sink in and just notice again in your body right now any sensations, any openings, any feelings that feel better. Just tap into them and just feel grateful to your body for letting you know that this is just a confirmation that you're creating space for this healing to be fully realized. So I want to ask you, what are a few things that you know that you used to love so much as a child that maybe you haven't been doing so much these days?
I love singing. I love singing and dancing. I've been singing on stage since I was 7 years old. I mean,
Mm,
then it was in and out, in and out. You know, you stop for a little while, then you go back, then you stop for, but that's because I like making people happy. I like entertaining people. I
mm,
like touching people's souls. So you can tell stories through songs. I'm a songwriter,
mm.
but I haven't been actively participating much in the last 5 years or so when the church put me off the music team.
What would it take for you? Is it just a decision? Is it just carving out a little bit of time during the week to bring more of that back in? Because here's the thing, when you're doing that, she's getting to be her full self. She's getting to be, performing for you and being that beautiful, glorious version of herself. So are you willing, because that's really a gift you can give to her. Are you willing to, I know you're busy, I know you help a lot of people. Are you willing to create the space for that to happen?
Yes.
Can
Hmm.
we all hold you accountable to that?
Hmm.
So what we're going to do is maybe in a few months we'll check back in and see how that's been transpiring for you. So whether it's, just start at home, just start having, little sessions and
Hmm.
maybe watch some YouTube and get your voice back in training and do all of that and just getting into a space of you're doing this. And then you never know. Maybe an opportunity will show up where you get to actually perform for others. But really, this is for you and your inner child because she deserves that. Is there anything else that you feel that you're not doing right now that you would like to be doing more? Does
No, everything kind of goes back to that. Everything goes back to that because
mm,
that's what, even when I do it, I mean, I bring people joy, and everything goes back to that.
Hmm.
Just being able to sing and dance and make other people sing and dance too. And it all goes back to that. As a matter of fact, the friend I was telling you about that's part of my recent support system has a studio, and he's always inviting me there. And
There
I
you go.
haven't. Yeah. Yeah. So, and he's looking forward to the songs we can write. And it's, as this journey has been progressing, like a month ago was the first time I actually woke up with a song,
Mm,
and I haven't in over 10 years or so. So I was like, whoa, some, and it was just delightful to
that's
wake
an
up. Yeah,
that is your spirit. That is the universe moving through you as you. Did you record it a little something
I
or did you
did.
write it? Okay, good.
I did.
Good.
I rolled out of bed and got, well, on my cell phone, and just recorded what I was hearing, and so I can go back to it.
So we're going to see if the healing happened. So I want you to go back and just think about some of the sadness that you were feeling earlier. Does it feel different? Does it feel the same? Is there anything that we can do more to really support that, or does it feel like it's integrating?
It feels different. It feels lighter. It feels like it's going away. It used to be so deep that I could just cry all night long.
Hmm.
I'm not feeling that right now. I keep seeing her smiling at me. I
Mm,
keep seeing her looking at me and smiling at me, and with her smiling at me, then I know that it's okay. You know,
hmm.
it's okay.
Mm. And when you're performing and singing and dancing and playing, ultimately, um, just feel her and know that she's here because we brought her into this present with you. She's no longer stuck there. A lot of those feelings that we have and the traumas, they're just because we're stuck or a part of us is stuck, but we brought her. And ultimately, healing, it's not about fixing anything, it's not about changing anything, it's just about acknowledging all of ourself, even the parts that maybe we've neglected a little bit. And
Mhm,
we do it in such a way that is so loving and understanding and warm, the way that we would have wanted when we were children. We get to be
mhm,
that for ourselves now. And then as you are already doing that for the world, I mean, who's doing it for you? Yes, you mentioned a few people, but ultimately it's you who you are looking for. And when
mhm,
you really show up in that way, then that sadness can now, if it comes and goes, that's okay. But now you honor it, you love it because you understand that's just a little it's a call for you to go a little bit deeper in the love that you have for yourself. So, how are you feeling right now?
I feel good. I had such anticipation for today. So I already knew that something miraculous was going to happen. I was expecting a miracle.
Hmm. Well, you
and
are a
and
miracle.
and I feel it. I feel it. I mean, no more running away from it. No more thinking it's just going to be like this, because it's not. It's not going to just be like this. I am free to be
Yes,
me.
you
you
are
know
fully free. And now you're just going to shift a few habits to go to the studio, to play, to have a little more fun. And then hopefully we'll check back in maybe in 6 months or something, and you'll let us know. You'll have some songs to share.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Well, I'm so grateful for you. I'm giving you a big, big energy hug. And thank you so much for just stepping up in this way so that maybe someone who can identify and knows what you've been through can also hopefully receive a healing today.
Yes, yes.
And I'm just so grateful that we got to do this today.
I am so grateful.
Hey, my friend, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and comment. I'd love to hear from you. Have a miraculous day.